We want to bring someone else up who's going to talk about his experience and how Randy has touched his life. And we're going to bring up some very special family members. Give it up for Steele.
Thank you. Hi, my name's Steele. You probably don't know me because I didn't make it like he did. But I played in a band called Actress in the Sunset Strip streets for many, many, many years. When I was 15 years old, I lived in Long Beach, California, and I came up to the Troubadour this one night to see another band called Sister, which was Blackie Lawless's early band, and probably the scariest thing you've ever seen, a guy that eats live worms on stage. Opening this show, and I think it was the third Quiet Riot show ever, was Quiet Riot. And literally, the minute I saw Randy, you knew you were seeing somebody special, somebody that just wasn't like every other guitar player. And from that point on, he couldn't shake me, because I followed him everywhere. I just literally became Randy's shadow. From everything he did, I went to, there was a Quiet Riot show, I was there. Later on, when they signed with Jet, I was there. When Jet went down and the U.S. Marshals came in and tried to seize everything, I stepped out of the room, walked down the hallway to our tape closet, and there was a master reel of what became half of the tribute record. And I took it home and put it in the closet because I was trying to think how to get it back to Randy's family and stuff, and when the Marshals were gone. A couple weeks later, I went to the Whiskey A Go-Go, and the vice president of Jet, a guy named Pat Siciliano, really funny guy, standing there, and I'm like, "Hey, Pat, how's it going?" He goes, "Hey, you know Jet's no longer?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I talked to Sharon, you know." And I said, "What's she doing?" Yeah. "Well, they're going to have to put out an EP because they don't know where the tapes are." And I go, "I know where they are." A little bit of problem. They're in my ex-girlfriend's closet. So I drew a map of my apartment and gave it to him. And the next day, Sharon knocked on the door, and the door opens, and she shoves her aside, takes the map and goes, and they got their master reel, and you guys got a double record instead of an EP for a tribute. But as far as Randy and me, I followed Quiet Riot everywhere to the point where I'd go sit outside the Starwood when they're doing sound checks. And I had a habit of playing very closed-fisted with my thumb over the top of the neck. And I got a one-on-one guitar lesson with Randy where he said, "No." And he took literally, like, bent my fingers out and said, "You know, turn your wrist this way and pull this back." And all of a sudden I had perfect hand positioning. And in one lesson, he increased my ability at least 100%. So that was, you know, thank you, Randy. Just seeing him play, you knew you were seeing something that was out of the act. Just like you were seeing the Hendrixes and the Segovias, somebody that was just basically totally incredible. And I was lucky enough to be there, and I was lucky enough to call him my friend. And as my life went on, I took lessons at Musonia, and my daughter, Kristen, took lessons at Musonia for 9 years from Dolores Rhoads, Randy and Kelle and Kathy's mother. And that's the best gift I could ever give my child, so I love you. And I'm just blessed to have friends in life that I call my friends. Kathy and Kelle Rhoads and Dolores Rhoads and the whole Rhoads family.